Welcome to another episode of Drunk Cop and a Teacher, the podcast where everything's made up and our comments don't matter, just like Ham's state of mind at this moment, because he has had one too many and he's back to his usual self, just like any other episode on this podcast has been.
I'm good!
That's Exhibit A, Evidence A, proof that he's been probably drinking one or two extra on top of what he's usually drinking, but it's okay. That gives us more honest proof, more honest opinion on the stuff that we're going to talk about today.
But, okay, so, red notice, yellow. I have to say it now.
Okay, so you did drop down into yellow. Yeah, that's what Mike and I were on. We said yellow.
You're right. You guys
red notice.
Right.
Oh, red notice, yeah.
You guys are right.
Yellow. Yeah. So before we catch up on some stuff, we got to introduce, we have a special guest star. A longtime buddy of mine and Ham's.
I just met him.
And you told him to get in the car, and he did.
I got a quiet place, boy.
Well, I don't know. Should we give him a tagline, a nickname? Do we just call him the Barbarian for now and just kind of leave it at that?
I like the Barbarian.
The Barbarian is here joining us to talk about Halo and Ghostbusters. Say something, man.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
I'm afraid of no ghosts. I only do two things. I bust nuts and I bust ghosts. So, let's go.
This is fucking Ham.
Way to take the spotlight, too. Jesus Christ. He was going to he had a whole speech ready and everything.
That's not true. You can keep going if you want.
Last time, we didn't do an intro. I don't think there's much happening anyway. Although I do want to interject and say that I did watch Eternals for a second time.
Nice.
I dozed off for only 2 seconds.
Okay, 2
and
seconds.
I will confirm that I keep my card as yellow.
All right, Barbarian, did you see Eternals?
I did see Eternals.
How much did you like it?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. It was a bit too long. Kind of like in the way that Transformers: Rise of the Fallen was. Like it wasn't bad. There was just too much information for one thing. It either should have been divided up into a few more movies, or it should have been something introduced later on where they introduced some of these characters in like after credit scenes, kind of like Thanos. So like you kind of already had like a thing going on. That was kind of my take on it. But other than that, like I'm a sucker for good storyline and good character development. So like I really enjoyed the movie.
Me too.
Do you know our rating system?
I don't think
No, get the fuck out of here.
We'll reevaluate that when we talk about Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
We'll address it. But he liked it. He's enjoyed it. So I would assume he's the green card on it. It's just good character development.
I liked it a lot too.
Just there was a lot of moments that were just too boring. Like it didn't feel relevant to the movie. I don't know. It just.
And what was your card again?
It was yellow.
Yellow.
I think this is.
And you watched it again, and it's still yellow?
Yeah, still yellow.
Okay.
I confirm on that. I feel like I watched something else. I'm about to watch Mayor of Kingstown, just for the sake of Jeremy Renner, because Jeremy Renner's promoting that and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And it's only 3 episodes, and they're only an hour long each, so it's might as well.
You had Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
Nice. We gotta talk later.
T-Mobile Plus. Yeah.
Anyone else caught up on anything or watched anything new?
I did. I got all of them real quick. I saw this movie called Black Friday.
Movies. All right, this too.
Oh no, it was
Black
awful.
Friday.
Awful.
Black Friday.
Didn't that movie come out like last year?
It just came out. It's with what's his name from Evil Dead. Awful, just awful.
I could have sworn we had a Black Friday horror movie already.
It was so awful. Also finished.
Wasn't that Black Christmas?
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Also finished Miracle Workers. That was cool. I liked it. I don't even know how to explain it. First season was they're angels trying to make people kiss and the world wouldn't end.
So in this show, Miracle Workers, these angels make miracles work.
Exactly. With Daniel Radcliffe and...
okay. I know what you're talking about.
Now you're talking about. Then second season, they go to medieval times, and this season is frontier times, aka they're going to the Oregon Trail.
That's a good game.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of dysentery.
yes, there is dysentery in that, yeah. But other than that, I didn't see anything else. That's a lot of things. But
you just saw Resident Evil.
Oh,
without spoiling anything.
Oh, okay.
And because out of all 3 of us, you're the least to like.
I'm the least, or you're the least?
You're the least to even comment anything about Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I drank a lot.
Do you like Resident Evil?
I can't say I haven't really played many of the games, and I've only seen about 1 or 2 of the movies. So
I drank a lot. I'll give it a yellow card just because.
That's whiff drinks.
Because there's a lot
drinks.
of B characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told you guys who was in
Which
it.
we also told you episodes ago.
Yeah, he's yeah.
So
The greatest bison.
B characters doing their best, whereas Red Notice was fucking, A plus actors doing their least. So I will give Resident Evil a yellow card.
All right. Did you watch anything recently? Caught up on anything?
I went skydiving.
You said that last time, you motherfucker!
I told you guys, but I didn't mention it to the podcast.
Oh, then maybe you're right.
I was trying to think. Wait, did he actually say that? I know
what?
you mentioned it. Okay, you went skydiving.
Yeah, I went skydiving was for my wife's birthday.
Yeah.
Shit myself.
yeah.
But
Happy birthday to
it was-
her,
it
and
was-
happy shit to you.
Was it was it first time?
Yeah.
You have someone tethered to you?
Yeah, somebody was strapped to me really hard.
Also, you told me how much it was. No,
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
was fucking expensive. Should have gone to the podcast. I haven't watched anything, honestly. Other than Ghostbusters.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get straight into
Never
our
seen
topics
it.
then. Maybe we'll do just a 1 hour no intermission or anything like that. We're gonna talk two main
Spider-Man!
topics. No, we're over that shit.
Oh!
Two main topics. We're gonna talk about Halo multiplayer because Ham and I got to play the quote unquote beta that's been released so far.
Quote unquote beta, yeah.
And then we're gonna talk Ghostbusters Afterlife. So straight into Halo multiplayer.
Okay.
First of all, November 15th was the 20th anniversary of Xbox. They held like a little celebration press conference. The Rock was there, and
Your favorite!
My hero.
the last kind of towards the last part of it, 343 came up. And I will say this, before that conference, though, there was a lot of rumors over the weekend saying, like, oh, Halo's going to release. Oh, Halo's downloading this already, whatever. And lo and behold, they did not release the campaign part of it. They just released the multiplayer part because it is two separate entities. And
One's free.
it is free to play. And it's they are saying right now it's in beta. But I find it really odd that they're titling beta, even though everything is available and they started the battle pass. Like it's season 1 has started, but they're calling it a beta because they know that there's still some bugs to work out, and they're expecting more people to hop into the game on December 8th when it officially launches. And so they're letting everyone just kind of come in, whoever wants to play it, just start playing it right now and just give them as much feedback as possible.
Yeah, can we expect new things?
I would hope so. Which is
I
kinda,
don't think so.
Which is one of the topics we gotta bring up, and it's a good thing that the Barbarian is here because he is a longtime Halo player fanatic as
definitely.
well.
Yeah.
We used to play Halo 2 back in the day quite often, Halo 3 as well, and so it'd be good to get his input on it, especially since you haven't. When was the last time you even played Halo?
Oh, I mean, it's been a year, so I don't know if I've turned on my Xbox.
He was playing real Halo.
Yeah, y'all were like, "Hey, the beta for the multiplayer is out." I had to turn on my Xbox just to find out that it wasn't going to work out, and I'm very sad about that. But I'm going to try and get on it pretty soon. Halo is a good enough reason for me to go drop some money real quick. So
No, you don't need to drop any money.
So,
yeah,
it's free to play.
Go ahead.
It's free to play. There is the battle pass that costs $10. Now, one negative thing I'll say right away is that the quote unquote free battle pass doesn't have a lot of customization that's available to you to unlock. It's just like XP boost or challenge swaps.
It reminds me of
So
Fallout.
before we start, because honestly, for me, and as we've done in this episode before, where I've ranted about how much I love Halo and how I live Halo and all that stuff, I have more aggravations with the multiplayer than I do positives about the multiplayer.
Okay.
So I'll get the positives out of the way, and we'll see if Ham agrees or disagrees
I got
with this.
something for you.
I think the gameplay is really solid, and it's a lot of fun. Like, it just feels fun to go back into playing Big Team Battle or to do Capture the Flag, Stockpile, Slayer. Like, I just find it a lot of fun just having these kind of new, fresh guns. Everyone's still trying to figure shit out. You have the grappling hook. You have these new, like, power-ups and shit like that. It's, like, when I'm playing the match, I'm having the time of my life.
Does it feel like old school Halo?
A little bit. Like, I would say. No, I would say kind of like Halo 2 and Halo 3 style. Like, it feels a little bit sluggish, but not, like, awfully sluggish. The only, like, I guess one downside I start getting into is really quick. It's just that I don't like how the vehicles feel like they just feel bad. Like, the turret doesn't feel like you're hitting anything.
I said it when we started playing that night. It's like, I don't feel like I'm getting hit, or there's no, like...
impact of some kind.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
The brute chopper is way slower than it was in Halo 3. I think that's when it first came out. The ghost feels very stiff. Like, I don't know. It feels like they upped the gravity on those things like tenfold, and it just I don't enjoy wanting to go into a vehicle. Like
I always do back in the day.
Yeah,
you know me.
You're always the driver.
Get in. I'm not drunk.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
Get in the car.
Do you see any cops around?
But also,
but
let's go to the main thing. Let's talk
oh
about
no,
the
but
main
is
thing.
it fun? Like, do you find it fun to play again? I mean, you played a
Because
lot
it's
of Halo 5.
random matches. I do like Warzone. There's no Warzone.
There is no Warzone. Warzone's a lot of fun.
But there's I don't know, specific matches you can only play. That's my thing. It's like random.
Yeah. Okay, so you're just saying that there's not a lot of variety?
No, where's
like,
the zombie one, remember?
Sure.
Yeah,
but when you're playing the match itself, are you just like, it's just another Halo game?
I think I'm doing better. Like I'm like
There's some bugs to work out.
Yeah, I've been doing well. I'm playing and I'm like, I'm first place, and I'm like, I should not be first place. like what the fuck? The new
This game is hand-proof.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, how am I doing so well? Big team, whatever. But also, I do want to play specific types of game.
Right.
Where I want to play, well, AK Domination, whatever it's called.
Right, yeah.
Halo.
Strongholds, I think.
Stronghold, yeah. But then there's team, whatever, and then...
There's only 3 playlists,
yeah,
basically.
that's what I'm
There's
saying.
Quick Play, which is a 4v4. It's random assortments of Oddball, Capture Flag, Slayer, whatever. Then there's Big Team Battle, which, again, this is an 8v8, but you have a random assortment of Capture Flag, Slayer. They have a new one called Stockpile, which is a little weird. I'm not sure how we still feel about it, where they drop... Like, your bases have, like, these 5 or 6 energy cores, and the cores drop somewhere on the map, and your team has to go out and get those and bring them back to the base, and you have to do that 3 sets, so 18, let's just say.
Well, every game is almost 3
and then
sets.
you win the match.
Like Capture Flag and Domination, everything's 3 sets.
It can be when you get there's they added a new vehicle called the Razorback. It's technically not new because I think they've had it before in Halo 3, just not drivable. But it's a Warhog with nothing on it other than people just get into Warhog. Yeah. And so you have 3 people that can pick up the thing, get in there, and then there's a thing on the back of the Warhog or the Razorback where you can put a stockpile thing in there and just drive off with it.
But the first time we played, it was weird where
no one knew what the hell they were doing.
No. Like, you couldn't steal anything. Now, I played earlier, you could actually steal stuff.
Yeah.
They fixed that, but even then, it's just Capture Flag with more items. It's nothing new.
Sure. The gunfire seems solid. I like it better in here, and when I'm shooting someone, I like the visual of the shield where where you hit them, it shows that shield is kind of going blurry. So I'm starting to get used to it. I'm starting to like it more and more. So it is overall, it's fun to play this Halo game again. It's fun to have something fresh, and they didn't fuck it up. The only thing now that they fucked up is everything else. This was the first time that 343 has done a free-to-play Halo game. It's the first time they've done monetization. It's the first time they're doing Battle Pass. There's a lot of first times everything. And I think this is why they did the beta, because the Battle Pass is the worst type of Battle Pass. I don't know. Mike can kind of relate a little bit to this because do you do the Battle Pass on Pokemon Unite?
I I don't really pay for it. No, I just do the free thing.
You do the free thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do the
So, what about Rainbow Six Siege? Did not have a battle pass?
It just recently has a battle pass. No, I don't do the battle pass.
So,
have you done battle passes before?
I've never done a battle pass for a game. I usually try to stay away from that.
Okay.
So, I've talked about this game before. I don't know if you guys heard Fallout 76.
You done battle pass on Fallout 76?
No, but you can earn those special credits playing the game.
Yeah. Okay. So let's break down what the leveling up system is. There's no ranking level. Like, you have your rank matches and you have your ranks like platinum, onyx, whatever. That's separate. But when you're doing like just social casual playlists, like, on Halo 5, it's like that grind to 152, right? You're leveling up. You have a certain amount of experience you have to hit before you get to the next level, so on and so forth.
With multiple options to play at different.
This one doesn't have a level up system like that. It's literally just the battle pass. The battle pass has 100 levels. And each level is 1,000 XP. Mm-hmm. However, the only way to earn the XP is to complete challenges, which we knew that going in from the tech preview. I knew that going in from the tech preview that you have to complete these certain challenges. But I guess the first thing to kind of preface this is that we played 4 hours, and I only leveled up twice on the battle pass.
Exactly.
It feels awful to play a 15 to 20 minute game, and you may be doing the best of the best.
Yeah.
But you get 50 XP out of it.
Doesn't matter.
You get a taco.
You don't get a taco. You don't get no taco.
They pat you on the back. Good job, man.
Yeah. Good job.
It's bad. But the newest change they made was now they just give you 50 XP for just playing. Which still is dumb because you have to technically play then 20 matches to get a full level up. Yeah. But these other challenges, right? So it's like,
if you're not even worried about the extra whatever, if you don't even know about that, if you're playing new,
right?
You're just like, I'm going to play a game, whatever, and then you figure out there's all those weeklies or whatever. But it's like, can I do it? Do I even know how to do it? Whatever. But it's like, I'm forced to do something to even get an extra 50 points or,
the challenges, right? You would think, let's just do the extra weekly challenges, right? That can't be that difficult. Some of them are not. Some of them are like, just get a kill with the battle rifle or, capture the flag once or whatever in a game. But some of them are so obscure and so random. Let's just do a one that probably people will say would be easy, but you have to grapple hook the fusion coil and kill an enemy with it, which there's not a whole lot of fusion coils on a lot of maps. There's maybe 1 or 2 spots that has a fusion coil, and then you have to find a grapple hook, but everyone's always going for the grapple hook.
But the best bet would be big team battle, because I also saw the ghost, kill somebody in a ghost, actually destroy the ghost, not kill somebody on a ghost, destroy the ghost, or something about a rocket launcher too, and I'm just like...
But some of them are you have to complete 3 matches of let's say, capture the flag, which...
Or just kill a pistol.
Sounds easy, but you're in a random playlist where maybe you could go 3 hours without seeing a single capture the flag match.
Right, exactly. This week is Domination, I think. Play a game of Domination, and I've not played a game of Domination.
It's awful to feel like I can't set it up. It'd be nice, and this goes with the variety that Ham is talking about. It's it'd be nice if I can say, okay, I only want to play capture flag, so that way I can target this challenge.
Unless it's not custom, man.
I can't. It's I'm thrown in this random pool of maps and game types, and I just have to be lucky that I get the one that I need for the challenge.
It's weak,
man. Now, you can swap out the challenges, but still, it doesn't help any because you still it still gives you some
what's that cost? I talked to you today about it.
Those things are items that you either earn through the battle pass or you have to pay for them.
It's limited, and then but I'm going back to Fallout 76. I'm going to it because you guys talk to shit about me. Whatever, you can earn your special points to get custom stuff. You don't have to do anything. You play the game. You get to customize appearance-wise.
I can't.
You get your stuff.
He's right.
Yeah.
Nope.
Am I right? No, get the fuck out of here.
I have a counter.
No. Yeah.
I have a counter.
What is it?
Fallout 76 never had the title beta.
They did.
Well, I played
the beta. I played the beta for Fallout 76.
Halo officially multiplayer mentioned beta. So everything right now is in beta. It's in demo.
But see, I hate that argument because it's a stupid ass argument saying that you're officially launching everything, but you're just going to put the title beta so that way if you do fuck up, you can't be at fault for that.
But that's the thing I'm trying to tell you guys.
Safe. That's smart though.
In Halo, you can play the game by yourself and get those points to get customized shit that you want to do for free.
See, what I missed from Halo 5, even though Halo 5 leveling up was a grind because it's so many fucking so much fucking XP to get to the next level, I at least also got rec points, which I can use towards rec cards or towards rec packs. But I was earning something and I was getting a decent amount of XP, where this, it's like, again, I'm playing 4 hours and I'm only getting 100 XP out of this.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's random, but you would get shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Me and Barbarian, we're just like...
yeah.
Well, I mean, I haven't
this guy, you have an Xbox. This motherfucker don't even have an Xbox. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Stab in his eye.
I'm gonna need a new Xbox.
Okay, so before we get into the next part of this thing, does a battle pass even matter to you guys?
No, to me it doesn't matter because
I'm not paying money for.
I don't like paying money for games. I didn't know that about this Halo. I mean, I'm still gonna get it because it's Halo, and this might be the first time I actually pay for something.
So you can argue it's free multiplayer, but I want to customize.
Okay, but even the leveling up, do you guys care about leveling up in a game?
I do.
If it gives me free stuff,
I'm asking them.
Okay,
it's nice to feel some sort of
accomplishment.
It's nice to have some sort of feeling of progression. I mean,
exactly.
Halo 2,
which Halo 5 did well.
Halo 2 did it best, and it was so simple. All you really got was the little circle next to your name, and it just kind of got cooler and shinier the higher you went, and I mean, I know people who would play for 8-9 hours just because they wanted that that black circle when you got to the higher 40s. They didn't even care about the 50. They were just like, nah, I just want that one.
The black dot.
Yeah, so it was. I mean, I do like leveling up. I am a fan of progression. Like I said, I'm not a fan of paying for video games, but at the same time, if there was ever one that was going to get me on that wagon, it's probably going to be Halo. So I don't know. I might have a different opinion later. So
I mean, how important is progression to you? Because at this point, it's like we're kind of arguing, does progression matter if the multiplayer is good? Because the multiplayer itself is good. Mm-hmm. It's just everything else around it is not.
Well, I remember in Halo 3, I was trying to get that star badge.
Yeah.
In Halo 3, and that was such a grind to get. If there's a progression in multiplayer, I'm all for it. But if now these days, is there something for me, for my player, for a hat, a sweater, boots,
right?
Something stupid that. But it at least it's okay, my guy looks cool, or I have this camo for my gun and stuff like that. Because with Call of Duty now, you only have the prestige thing, and that doesn't.
Yeah,
but I think
mean shit. But I don't know. It all depends if they do it really well. Battle Pass, I don't know. Battle Pass is just more pay to get a little bit more XP, and you get maybe a silk.
So this
scarf.
This one doesn't give you. So the way the Battle Pass works, and it sucks that you didn't do the Unite one. Is you pay. And this one's $10, and you get a lot of opportunity. You get the opportunity to get a lot of this armor. You just have to progress through it. Right. So if the first 25 levels, there's a whole bunch of helmets and visors and armor plates and shit, but you just have to level up through that. And so once you reach level 25 with the battle pass, you get all that shit. If you don't have the battle pass, you don't get any of that shit. But then once you do, a long time. But once you do get the battle pass, all the stuff you unlocked before does unlock to you. It's just a matter of progressing through it. But it's just for me.
So you still do have to earn the armor?
You still have to earn the armor. But the nice thing about the battle pass, which apparently compared to a lot of other battle passes they say, is that this one stays with you. So normally in other battle passes, it ends when the season ends, and you don't ever get whatever you don't get, you just lose it. You don't get a chance to go through it again.
Oh, really?
But with Halo, they're no, you keep the battle pass. You can, and if 5 years down the line you have 10 battle passes, you can choose which one you want to continue working on. So you still will always get that.
But
no matter what.
I'll give me this: Halo 5 did it better.
I would agree. Yes. I like the progression in Halo 5. I feel like I was earning shit.
Yes.
This one, we said this before in the podcast, I'm really excited about this game. I want to play this game so much. But it's bad when I just don't want to play this game anymore after 1 or 2 matches. I played 2 matches
that's the thing right now.
Earlier today, and I'm just I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of this, and it's frustrating. Like, I
Yes.
did really well. I want to see something show me that I did well. But if I'm not being rewarded, then fuck this. I don't want to. I got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to play.
Exactly. Your first place, you get 50. That's all you get.
Yeah, it's so aggravating.
A taco.
So now the biggest hot topic of Halo multiplayer, though, is the cosmetic shit. Where does cosmetic fall in line importance of a Halo game? Like, for me, I think it is really important, especially since Reach.
Yeah.
Reach, I think, had the best customization I think I've seen in a long time in a Halo
It
game.
had good customization, but like it also, for me, like especially with Halo 3, like the cost, like your armor upgrades or the armor that you picked. I mean that was that was your progression. I mean, like it was
Right?
super cool. Like
Yeah.
you would get into a game lobby, the game would start, you'd see somebody's armor, you'd be like, oh fuck, he's been doing this a while. Like 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 you just
I don't
kind
wanna
of
fuck
knew.
with
And
that guy.
In this game, it's like, oh, he paid a lot. Cool.
yeah, exactly. I'm worried that's
That's what
Well,
it
no,
is.
that's
Yeah.
what's going on right
You know
now.
what used to make me nervous? When I saw, like, in Halo 3, when I saw some guy have, like, samurai sword on
The
his back.
Hayabusa Knight.
I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm gonna get
Exactly.
fucked up by that
You're like,
guy.
oh no.
There was a flaming helmet on it,
Yeah.
too. It had the flame
Yeah,
effect,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I used to
Which
just
you can
quit.
get in this game, but what
So
do you have to pay for?
So the biggest problem now, because customization is such a huge deal to Halo, especially now since this is a free-to-play multiplayer. But the problem is, again, you're paying for the battle pass, which you have to progress through to get that shit.
Right.
But now you can pay for cosmetics. But I think what was it we were looking at? It was $15. It was like a color, right?
Yeah, just one
Because the
color.
joke behind
Yeah.
Angry Joe was like $20 for fucking blue.
Blue?
Like that's
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
But we saw it was $15, and we're like, oh, he'll be okay. It's $15, $5 off, $5 off. But like it is, the monetization is really bad.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't want to buy any of this stuff. Like me as a Halo fan, like as much as I love customization, I don't want to buy this visor. I don't want to buy this plate. I want to earn it with the shit that I've been doing in your game.
Yeah.
Even that,
Whereas, like I said, Halo 5 may be random, but you would get shit,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Even that game, was it Valorant?
Valorant?
Valorant? Like, a fucking blue was like $100.
Yeah.
And now these days, a lot of games are doing that.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty, now Halo, Valorant, a lot of different other, I guess, any games that have battle passes, stuff like that.
Well, that's the way they make their money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially when it's free. It is free, but
it just
okay, so
it just used to feel like you were getting rewarded for doing well. Like video games is one of those things that depending on who you are, it's kind of hard to justify being on it for like 8 hours a day. But you honestly, with a lot of these games, it's a skill, and like you have to put those hours in to get better. And when you do that, and then you go through the matches and you're doing well, you're far ahead of everybody else that you're playing, and you don't get crap for it because I didn't pay money. That just kind of screws everything. Like Halo's kind of just always been like a progression thing.
and this
It's
is
always
where I
been-
think they
yeah.
fucked up, right?
So
there's a
You tell me.
if you pay $2, you skip a level 2. So they're even monetizing you progressing.
What? No.
Yeah, so someone on day 1, someone had all the shit already because they dropped $200 on everything. They bought the battle pass and they bought all the level upgrades and they got other shit. Now people are getting on his case, be like, hey, what the fuck, man? Like this is the reason why video games are going down the shithole because people
Yes.
like you keep buying all this shit. But then there's the other side of the argument. It's like, well, it's free to play. Like it's the way he wants to spend his money. Let him spend his money. Like
Yeah,
what?
but there's no pride into that.
yeah.
There's no
There
pride.
isn't.
Where it comes down to, okay, you call it the coolest armor, but we all know you paid for it because we just started playing.
Yeah.
So what's the point of having?
I mean,
the
he's not
coolest
denying
armor?
it too. He knows he's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
admitted
Well,
that he's
that's what I'm
paid for
saying.
it.
Yeah. So
You know who I blame? Fucking
EA?
Fortnite for this.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Both.
Yeah,
Fortnite
both.
though. Fortnite.
We
yeah.
had these little shits coming into a big boys game, and I was like, you know what? Let me use mommy's credit card, and boom, $200.
There was an argument though that technically customization shit has never been free in a game. And to an extent I agree, but I think still this game is overdoing it because this is free to play. You were literally not playing anything or paying anything to play this game. So if you could not care about customization, which most of us have admitted, we don't really care that much about the color of the gun or like what's branded on our logo. I mean, I'm kind of two-sided on this just because this is Halo and I love the customization and I want that customization, but I don't need it. Go on.
But we agreed that even if you do well, that's all you get. No, that's what I'm saying is customization, blah, blah, blah. But if you do the best, that doesn't mean shit. So that should actually mean something.
Right. Okay, so but going back to the argument, though, is we've always paid $60 or $40 for a Halo game. We've always dropped money for both
You mean the
campaign and multiplayer. So this is like...
So the campaign better be the best shit in fucking...
Which a lot of people are reviewing the campaign and saying it is the best Halo campaign they played so far. I don't know.
I'm very excited.
I'm excited for it too, but I can't say anything. But we're talking about the multiplayer.
Yes.
And you paid literally nothing for the multiplayer. So beforehand, we paid $60 for a game, and we were able to get that customization because we paid $60 for it. So is there justification that they're monetizing the customization now because we paid for it beforehand?
They're potentially getting way more than $60 out of me though. Now,
no, for sure.
Before you were getting campaign, you were getting the multiplayer. I mean, you can get the special edition for like
also,
$80 and get statues and helmets too.
Now I'm thinking about this. Also with Halo, the last iteration, you'd also get some free DLC, correct?
Yeah.
But technically, if you pay the $60 or right, $60 or $70,
it's a standard game, $60.
$60, right? Technically, aren't you already paying money down for the multiplayer?
That's what I'm saying. Like your money you've already invested. Like the campaigns are short, right? They're really short. So maybe that's like $25-$30 in a game, and the rest of the money is going towards multiplayer. So you invested $30 into customization that they've given you in the game.
Did you just say what I was gonna say?
Probably.
But beforehand, like 10 years ago, he's saying what I'm saying, and I didn't have to say it. Like, what the fuck, man?
This man guessed the new Matrix title.
I did.
Doesn't matter.
Did.
But I don't know. It's just I'm not as excited to play Halo as much as I used to. Just
It's free
because of the progression, though. It's just because of the progression.
So
I want to feel rewarded.
Free, and is it worth it?
It's free, and playing the matches themselves. When you go into a match, for me in my head, it's worth it. But then when I get out of the match, it's like, fuck, I wasted 15 minutes of my life.
Sounds like work.
No, is it fun?
Sounds like you're working.
Is it fun?
The gameplay is fun. Yes, yeah, we had a good time. It was me, Ham, and my nephew and my brother
playing with people. Yeah, but then when you're not, it's just work. It's fucking work.
Here's another question I have, because I mean, it's pretty much been since Reach. The channels, the game channel, like being able to talk to like other people on your team. Like, I don't know what happened, but like shortly after Halo 3, somewhere in the time of Halo Reach, like people
stop talking to each other.
You're not, nobody's in
party.
Nobody's in the, everybody's in a party. And then like I did realize that recently within, like right before I went on my 9-month Xbox hiatus, there were a few games where like or people weren't always in the chat, so it was kind of. Did you notice anything? Because Halo chats were always fun. Like, they're always super fun, especially when you got random people. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
Was there like a difference in that, or was it still kind of?
No one talks on the mic. They're only in the parties. That's it.
So the last thing I'm gonna say is, in the end, they have to fix this.
They do. They do.
Right?
They do. I mean, a lot of people.
I felt the passion in that. Well, you just said in the end, you gotta fix this.
No, they know they're getting shit for it. A lot of people are giving them shit for it, and it's the same. It's the same thing no matter who you talk to online. It's gameplay is solid and fun, but everything else around it is shit, and they have to fix it. Otherwise, it's not gonna last as long as they want it to.
I agree.
So. Yeah, and it for me personally, it's very aggravating. It's very aggravating for me to
especially
want
for
to
you, the biggest Halo fan of all time.
I've been waiting for this, and it came out, and I wanted to play it. In 4 hours, I'm like, I only leveled up twice. You fucking kidding me? No, I can go back to Halo 5. I bet you I can get to 152 faster in Halo 5 than I can get to the Battle Pass.
I don't even know what the.
I'm like halfway through 150 right now.
What's the max level in this Halo? I don't even know.
I mean, it's 100 levels in the Battle battle pass. So,
But what about the Mountain Dew or the
I don't know. I heard that was a fucking
shit show?
kind of, because it's like 30 minutes of like double XP, but that also counts during the loading and during the matchmaking waiting, and it's like, so really you're only getting maybe 10 minutes out of it?
Hey, listeners, that's a middle finger in my hand right here. Oh no, there's another middle finger right here. So yeah,
We'll see if they fix anything by the official launch of the game, which aggravates me still even more, on December 8th. And I don't know. I'm gonna try to take off December 9th off work though to play the campaign, because I'm really looking forward to that campaign.
Nice.
Yeah.
Legendary.
No. I do normal first for the story, and then I go back and replay it on Legendary.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and then transition and talk about our main topic, which is going to be Ghostbusters Afterlife. All right, so this movie was something that all three of us were excited for, or I can't really recall if you ever mentioned if you were a big Ghostbusters fan.
I'm like the casual fan. Where
Okay.
like if Ghostbusters is on TV, I'll watch it. Like I like the first one. Second one,
What? With Vigo?
With
Vigo!
That's actually fair. The second one is
it's
little
okay.
problematic.
Like I don't know. The second one was more just like back and forth. It was just like, all right, I capture you, but you get saved. Okay, I'm gonna capture again. You get saved. Vigo.
Pokemon capture.
It was just more. I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, I really love Ghostbusters. I love the
Yes.
first two. I love the second one. I'm sorry. Like,
I do, but
I mean, maybe it was the guy that the Vigo's assistant or whatever that kind of made the movie.
Yeah.
Ham, you're a big Ghostbuster fanatic, I would assume
That's
too,
I
right?
saw the cartoons too. I got some toys.
The
Yeah.
cartoons are good.
I didn't know there was cartoons.
And then, how much of a fan are you, Barbarian?
I mean, I'm a bit more than just a casual fan, but I'm not like it's not like I'm not on that level that Ham's at.
Well, there's
Yeah,
gonna-
2016 movie was. Yeah, we're not talking.
I didn't
about that.
I didn't-
We're not talking
movie
about that
anymore.
anymore. Fuck that.
I didn't see it.
Next.
I didn't see that. I didn't see
Next.
that. I just felt like if you didn't, I don't know. Fuck it. I'm not gonna even say it. But I feel like there's two different types of fandom of Ghostbusters. There's like the trivia where people know so
like
much fucking everything about Ghostbusters, and where the second one is was like, yeah, I love Ghostbusters. Like,
All right, well, this movie was delayed. I think it was supposed to come out sometime last summer, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it got delayed, and then it got delayed to this year, and so we finally get it. So I kind of almost want to say some of the stuff is a little outdated, or felt like it was a little outdated when watching the movie, but I mean...
Really?
I don't know. We'll talk about it eventually. All right, so going through with the statistics here. IMDb gives it a 7.8 out of 10.
oh, okay,
Rotten Tomatoes, 62%.
ooh, okay.
Metacritic, 45%.
They don't fuck. They don't matter. Metacritic, they're just they're gobblers.
And then finally, Ham threw a party for this one because 93% of Google users like this movie.
Damn
93
straight.
Yeah, that's
Damn
Ham's people right there.
That's Ham's friends, the
Yeah.
Google users. We didn't know for the longest time that there was Google user ratings for this, and we were like, "Who the fuck are these people?" And they're like, "It's got to be Ham's buddies, of course." The synopsis goes: when a single mother and her two children move to a new town, they soon discover that they have a connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. Starring McKenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, which is a Stranger Things actor, right?
Yes.
Yep. The main guy.
Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, amongst many other things. Carrie Coon, and of course the original three Ghostbusters: Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson. Whew, almost messed up that one.
Oh.
Which, I mean, I guess you can put them in the credits here. We'll talk about
Yeah, of
that.
course.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
All right. We'll go through our usual card rating. So, Barbarian, just so that you're caught up to speed here, we do a simple card rating of it where we go red, yellow, green. Green if you love the movie, yellow if you thought it was okay, so, and then red if you just fucking hate it. Now, there is an additional card if you ever want to pose that at any given point. It's called the Becky card. Have you ever seen the movie Becky?
No.
Keep it that way.
All right.
It's one of Ham's favorite movies, but it's such a piece of shit movie that it has a tier lower than red. And if you hate it that much, then we just give it a Becky card.
It's pretty bad.
So,
All right.
And
Shut
this
the
man
fuck
and
up.
this man gave it a fucking green.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie The Hunt?
Yes.
He said Becky's better than The Hunt.
Which I thought The Hunt was good, though.
I thought The Hunt was good.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Shut up.
And he said the Becky's better than The Hunt. And
I mean, I really want to take your advice and not watch it, but
Don't-
now I
don't.
also feel like I need to watch
And-
it.
Exactly.
yes.
You're going to hate yourself for it.
I will.
Just
I will.
understand, it's on record now that I
Paul
told
Bart
you
as a,
to not watch this
yeah.
movie.
You're all gonna get a random
Yeah.
text.
Or that. Or yeah. I think me and Sal, we already gave our Becky card.
Yeah.
I think you gave it to Thunder Force.
Oh, God, yeah, that god-awful movie.
I gave it to Dynasty Warrior.
There was a movie called Dynasty.
Yeah, it's based on the video game.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I know it's a video.
The first
game.
3 missions, that's the movie.
Oh, great!
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck!
I love that game.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
It's on Netflix. Go watch it.
I
It's
know
good.
it's on Netflix
Ham,
too,
did you give your Becky card yet?
He doesn't. I don't think he believes in a Becky
but I
card.
believe in Becky card. I give it a mic all the time. So yeah.
Okay, we're getting off track here. Okay, so we'll do our card ratings. We'll start with Mike, of course, and before me, we'll do Barbarian, and then we'll go loop back around saying what we liked or disliked about the
Okay.
movie. So, Mike, what would you give Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Green card.
Ham?
Green card for sure.
Barbarian?
Green card.
Damn. I have to give it a yellow.
You
Oh!
motherfucker, you
Oh,
fucked it
shit,
up.
This guy's a fucking ghost. He's a fucking ghost.
There was no Vigo. No, it wasn't because of that. Yeah, no, I'm gonna give it a yellow. My pros to this movie, I think the parts where they try to hit nostalgia worked. I think nostalgia was
course.
there.
Of
Seeing the
course.
proton pack, seeing the trap, seeing, of course, the original cast. I think the tribute to Harold Ramis was done well.
Yeah.
It was kind of neat to see Gozer and the 2 dogs back, which I didn't think, because Gozer wasn't in the trailers. His dogs were, but Gozer himself or herself wasn't in there. So I was like, oh, are they actually going to go through
because
it?
it's
Yeah. And I think honestly the best character / actor in this entire movie was McKenna Grace, was the girl,
Yes,
the
for
granddaughter.
sure.
Yeah.
That wink got me.
Phoebe, or her name is?
Yeah,
yes,
Phoebe,
yes.
Phoebe,
yes.
yes.
The essence of Egon Spengler was there, was evident. Like, she played that role so well that I was like, I want to just always see you in the camera, none of these other people. Honestly, I didn't like podcast was whatever.
That's him.
Podcast. Whoa!
Podcast was whatever. The
He
brother
was
why was the brother even there to
I
begin
don't
with?
know. I don't
Like, the
know.
brother
Stranger
didn't really know.
Things.
Yeah, like just to pull in the Stranger Things cast, like the viewers, I guess. The mother, which annoyed me because I was like, I get it, right? Abandonment issues, but you're not even just like the even slightest bit curious of why your father left. You're just going straight to like, I don't give a shit about this guy.
Yeah.
Whatever. The one scene that bothered me the most.
All right. For me, it's a nitpick, but go ahead.
This aggravated me because I felt like there was no point to this scene, and it's gonna be probably minor to you guys. When they're putting on the suits, and the girl was the only one that didn't have her shirt on. Did you guys not?
Oh, I noticed
I
that.
saw that,
but in the entire movie, like, why? Like, no one else took their clothes off. Why did she have to take her shirt off? Like, and that scene was like irrelevant to the entire romance between the two, if you want to call it that. It was just like, you're just doing it because you're trying to pull like a fucking what's her name? Transformers, Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Like, are you trying to pull like that shit on this movie? Like, why? I don't know. It just really aggravated me because like that stuck out as a sore thumb for me.
Well, honestly, technically, like in the movie, she's like 17.
No, she's older because she found out Wolf Hart, whatever,
Yeah, because
his
he
character
said he was
17, and she
But
was
we
older.
Yeah, but I think it's safe to assume that she was supposed to be still a high schooler.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
I got that
18,
vibe.
yeah.
I got that vibe that she was.
18's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
But
You're right though. Like it, I don't know. It was just like out of place.
It was. It was.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, then
I
she
think-
turned into a dog. We're like, whoa, she turned into a dog. They didn't do that, but, you know, master, you know. It didn't happen, but.
But you wanted to.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like it was probably just an oversight. I think I agree. The brother's character, like, I feel like they probably had more written in for him. Maybe it just didn't make the final cut, and then that scene probably would have had a bit more of an impact. and maybe they just didn't take that out. I don't know why.
Maybe.
There's no reason for it though.
I
But,
agree. Yeah.
but I didn't find a huge. I mean, you said it now. Now I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even think about that. But, yeah.
The last part of the movie, we get the Ghostbusters back, the original Ghostbusters, but it was like the last 15, 20 minutes in the movie.
Yes.
Like the way they hyped up this movie made it seem like they were going to have a little bit more of a role rather than just show up at the end. It's a typical cliche of it's the original cast, let's bring them at the end to save the day. Are we going to have a fucking what people want for Spider-Man No Way Home? It's there's Toby and Andrew.
That's on your five.
On your left.
But it was, I don't know. I wanted that scene was good. It was funny. It was good old they were back on top of the New York building. Hey, don't pull that again. Come on. Are you a god? We're having this scene again. I know what you're doing, nostalgia. I get it. But it was if you took out that part of the movie, don't even include the original Ghostbuster cast, the movie overall was just bland. It was no high points. The only high point was the actress, but there was nothing that was oh, that was cool, or oh, that was amazing, oh, this is interesting, oh, this makes sense. Everything was just okay, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Okay, yeah, this makes sense, I guess. But wait, we're gonna skip. We're not gonna talk about why all of a sudden we're okay with you playing chess by yourself. You're gonna okay with a light just following you. But you said
it's
this
called
whole time,
Afterlife. So,
but she made this stance of I don't believe in ghosts, but yet she's playing chess with one. So do you or do you not? And no one's gonna act scared. The brother's just going along for the ride. Yep, let's go ahead and chase this ghost. I'm not freaked out, maybe for a second, but that's it. I'm just gonna, take this on full charge. It was just, I don't know. There was a lot of moments where it was just you could have done more with this, but you didn't, and we skipped a lot of progression. I feel which, for the sake of it, I get it. They're trying to continue on the story, but still trying to follow up on the old stuff, and I don't know, that phone call bothered me a little bit, with Dan Aykroyd. I was okay, you're literally just 10 minutes of exposition at this point. You could have built that's where I thought maybe the characters would come back in bits and pieces and be more integral to the story, not oh, hey, remember me? I'm a Ghostbuster. Don't worry, I'm gonna come back later, and then they show up at the end to save the day. It's God, it was cool visually to see the stuff. But overall, the story just kind of felt, I don't want to say too rushed, but just it skipped, and it just didn't flow as well as I think it should have. Honestly, it just probably would have been done better if it was another part to this movie to kind of build up.
Which they did.
Well, we'll talk about that later, but I don't know. I felt this was missing a little too much, and the nostalgia didn't save it enough for me. That's where I go with that.
That's on you.
Barbarian, pros and cons to the movie.
Cons. I'll start with cons. I like starting with cons first. So, I wasn't necessarily a fan of the fact that the whole storyline behind all the paranormal stuff was just the same thing as the first movie.
One. Yeah.
I feel like they could have done a little better. I understand what they were trying to do, and you've also got to realize, I mean, we're in a time where I can literally probably go into a Publix over there by the college and just ask any random person, have you ever seen Ghostbusters? And the answer no is going to be just as prevalent as the answer yes. So I get that. There's people who don't know anything about the first movie. They know it exists, but they've never seen it. So I don't know if that was their intent behind it, but I thought that was kind of boring. I think that was kind of lazy. But the way that they did it, now that was really the only con that I have going into it. Because of the way the movie ended and the things that they were alluding to, I kind of feel like there is going to be another one, and I kind of like the fact that the original Ghostbusters weren't in it. First off, because their age, there's not a whole lot of running around they can do anyway. Yeah. And I thought this was a good handoff, because I think what they're trying to do is just make it. I
like that.
I think they're trying to make it not like a reboot, but like a continuation. Yeah. And to a new generation of people who haven't seen or aren't familiar with the first one, and in that essence, in that regard, I thought they did a great job.
I agree.
I liked that the acting from all of the actors was amazing. Whether or not the screenwriting or the screenplay was, the acting was great. You do come to like a lot of the characters in it. There really wasn't that much characterization, which is something I said earlier that I'm kind of a sucker for. But in terms of McKenna Grace's character, like she killed that movie. She really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it overall, and I do think that if that is the route that they're going, that it is going to be a handoff.
Give me another one.
I think they're pretty successful in that regard. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Ham.
The only con in the Walmart scene, just because it's very, it's like Walmart, we're in Walmart.
Would you prefer it was Kmart?
I prefer it was,
that
Kmart.
Blue Light special, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And how
Kmart,
empty that Walmart was. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, hell no.
Yeah, that's true. But it's
But,
in the middle of nowhere.
But, I mean, if they're going to the movie and then they can be like, hey, Warren, give us some money to do this movie. Sure. But, I mean, I don't think it was needed, but it was a interesting addition to...
It was a vessel for all the product placement.
That's what I'm saying.
Baskin Robbins,
Well,
you got
yeah.
Jell-O in there.
Yeah.
Also, you saw Baskin Robbins with Ant-Man a little bit.
Mhm.
I heard that, but other than that, I'm like, that was a weird part. But not counting that, I liked it. Like everything else, everything's a pro. Pro. Yeah, I mean there is some nitpicks here and there, but I don't think it affected the movie.
But you don't think that, because you brought it is the same as the first one. We have this same villain who I thought we got rid of at the first movie.
Oh, so-
but then it's like, wait, it's a recurring thing. So can you ever get rid of this person?
Oh, so
like,
you did notice that they actually obliterated the second movie? It doesn't count. They were like, we haven't seen a ghost.
technically-
Yeah, there's no second movie. They didn't.
Well, technically, they trapped this ghost now.
No, what I'm saying is, second movie is not in this movie whatsoever.
oh, I didn't even catch that.
Do you understand? Yeah. So
No,
some of
'cause-
it. Because
No.
look at
Because when they
Ray's
say,
shop.
but they said there hasn't been a ghost
Exactly.
thing since 30 years, and 30
Exactly.
years marks the first Ghostbusters.
Oh.
yeah, the second one doesn't count, and 2016 definitely doesn't count.
No, but then
So-
Ray's shop from the second one, he's in that shop in this one.
Yeah, but I think he's in
Oh,
that
maybe.
first one.
We have
No,
to.
no.
I don't know. We have. I wanted to go back and watch the first
I think
two.
that's how he started in the first one.
I mean,
Then he
I
got
guess-
some-
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
well, going back to the point though, like you that doesn't like strike a weird thing with you, like where like what's the point of the first movie then? Like what's the point of this movie? Like you're is the villain even matter in this movie? Like why build up this big bad ghost, so to speak, for what reason? What where does it end? Where does it like lead to? Like you saw the dates. It's every 30 years this thing tries to come
Exactly,
back, and
yeah.
it's like, okay, we got rid of it in this movie, but did we really get rid of it? Did we really trap it? Like,
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it kind of also made me very curious because I was just like, how did they get rid of it before?
Yeah, like, who
like
got
all
rid of
those
it?
years, you know, they
Yeah,
brought up like
not the
Krakatoa
Ghostbusters, yeah.
and all that stuff, and I was like, oh,
so maybe it just happened, but even.
But you're just willing to
probably
accept
the-
that.
It was probably the Eternals.
Yes, because I like the movie.
The internals.
Yeah.
But do you okay, go on. All right,
Yeah.
Mike, pros and cons.
I like the film. I thought it was good. It does. I will honestly compare it to Star Wars Episode 7, copy and paste from the first movie and stuff like that. Nothing
Yeah.
from the second one, as you guys mentioned. Phoebe, that little girl, literally carries the whole entire movie.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever seen a movie like that. I think Home Alone, like a little kid carried the whole entire movie. But like a movie like this, Ghostbusters, like she literally like has the whole movie on her shoulders. So like
I agree.
she is the whole, like she is the spotlight. She is the star. She's the entertainment. Paul Rudd, it was great too. The mom is okay. The brother, I don't know. He's just there just to, I guess, like you guys mentioned, attention from other people.
But I like the brother more than the mother.
I think they're the same for me.
I kind of like the mother more than the brother.
Really? Okay.
I thought the mom was pretty funny.
Yeah, the mom's pretty funny.
At points, yeah.
Maybe at the...
And then the chemistry with the crush that he has with that girl, I don't feel the chemistry whatsoever. It was just more just a throwaway thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, teenage...
Obligatory romance.
Yeah.
Little disappointed there's not a lot of ghosts in this one. Except for
Throughout the film,
the
muncher.
The muncher. And also too, like, where the hell did the muncher come from? You know, if ghosts are like coming from that little tiny, that tunnel thing that it keeps on getting like shut down. So how the hell did this one come out? Like, was able to get out of it?
Yeah, think about that. Yeah,
and then also too, like, I don't know, it was just kind of weird. And also too, even like the little tiny little
Stay Puft Marshmallow people.
Yeah,
Well, that's after the fact that they actually released the thing.
But they're so sadistic though. Like, why are they killing each other? So like they're like,
I don't know.
just to be cute and funny.
know.
Like
that was the whole Walmart scene was.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know where they're coming from.
It's cute.
Marketing.
Minions.
Merchandise.
Merchandise.
Yeah,
merchandise. Walmart.
Exactly.
Baby Yoda, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. They're cute. I like podcasts. I like how he was just like killing them.
Yeah. At the end,
like he had his own boss battle and stuff like that. So it was really cool, and it was cool to see like those three guys to come back: Ryan, Peter, and Wilson. But it was just more like of course, same thing was like, all right, we're gonna take care of they get kind of like beat down a little bit, and then boom, Phoebe helps, and then Egon shows up. That got to me too. I was like, holy cow, that's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I say the biggest nitpick or the biggest con was that how is it possible that Ray believed Phoebe but he never believed Egon the whole entire time? You know what I mean? Like, they literally you're telling me that you guys are Ghostbusters, you guys faced a god, and then you guys faced Vigo.
Vigo.
You know what I mean? But you couldn't believe that, something like there was
somebody you're that close to.
Well, I think it's just because he did him dirty that they explained in the movie. Like,
well, it's just
because no one believed
nobody
them.
believed them, and I don't believe that. Like, they're the Ghostbusters. They've seen crazy shit. They saw the fucking freaking giant
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man walk on New York City. And you're not gonna believe this guy saying that there's actually
like an end of the world coming.
They
sort of explained it, but I can see that. Yeah,
it's lazy. And then Phoebe, for some reason, the number still works. She calls the number, and then Ray was explaining to her a little bit more dialogue of what's really going on and why he kind of like abandoned his friends, his family, stole all the equipment. And then she's like, yeah, I'm his granddaughter, and there's actually something like this. And then he's like, oh my god, yes, I believe you now. So we're gonna head over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know.
I hear you.
It kind of like it threw me off a little bit. I was just like, I don't know if I believe this. I don't know. I enjoyed the movie.
Let's Ghostbusters.
I enjoyed the movie too, but I feel like
there's a lot of plot holes that just doesn't make sense.
Like, okay, so if you were to do a reboot, a remake, after so many years after the last movie in that franchise was put into place, don't you think that that you're going to get a lot of newcomers into the franchise? So wouldn't you want to make sure that the movie heavily focuses on those new characters?
Yeah.
I think
okay.
That's what they somewhat do.
Well, so if you're going to throw in the old cast, wouldn't you want to make sure that the newcomers understand who that old cast is without the knowledge of what that previous movie was?
I thought they did that in the movie with the
YouTube video.
Yeah, I think so.
But there's no importance behind that, right? To a regular person, that's just like, okay, so what about these? Why are they that big of a deal? Okay, so they're heroes.
Paul Rudd character.
Well, it's just
like I know who they are. Like,
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at though is that we all know Ghostbusters. We all heavily love Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, Harold Ramis. Like, we all love these characters, and I think that's why we all love that end scene so much, because they brought back the original kind of style to it. If you take all that out, like, does the movie still hold its own?
I think it does.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it could.
Because of Phoebe.
You think it could or it does? Like,
it
how
does.
could it?
It does if you take them out, yeah.
Yeah, if you took them out, I mean, the movie itself, I felt was.
Is it like
was,
Ghostbusters, like but with kids?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, with kids.
You're right. To
Like-
simplify it up, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, that's the truth though. Like, it's
But
kinda
that's
like,
the thing with them in it. It is bridging the old and new.
But you only brought them into the last second. We don't even get a conversation with Ernie Hudson and Bill Murray with Phoebe. We don't get that conversation at all. It's literally just a phone call between Phoebe and Ray, and then that is it. And then maybe I'm like, oh, I'm Egon Spangler. And I'm like, oh, that's a crappy last name. But no, that was even to the mom, actually. So again, there's no like proper handoff. Like the only proper one was
there's proper
Egon
handoff?
and Phoebe, and that was it. And that was a good scene.
Yeah.
But otherwise, these three people just came in for what? So that way we can get people that know these three original Ghostbusters to come in and watch this movie because we know that they're in it.
No,
Like,
they're gonna watch it because
if
then
there
they'll
was-
watch the original and the second one.
if there was like if I'm like one of these, I don't know, millennials or whatever, these current generation, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch a 1980s movie. That's old. Like I don't need to have to watch this. I'm gonna go and watch this. Like that scene, that last ending part of it has no impact on that
But
person.
I don't know. I disagree because we were at, at 5 o'clock on a Friday, and there's a bunch of people in the back, and this little kid was like, he's like, Ghostbusters, and he's like, who you gonna call? He's like, Ghostbusters, I'm like, dude, you're like 8 or whatever, and you know everybody, so that's what I was like, how
Maybe
the
his
fuck
parents
do you
raised
know
him
that?
right, but-
Exactly. So he was just like yelling at everything, like a Pokemon movie. He's like, Pikachu. So I'm just like, man, you know, he's like, hey, there, Walmart. Like, no, this kid, I didn't see him at all, but I'm just imagining who he was. But
We just
he
witnessed that.
knew everything, and he was like probably 8 years old, just
Right.
calling out. She's like, oh, and I'm like, oh God, how do you know this? Your parents? All right, cool.
what's
So-
that 8-year-old kid you?
No, it was not me. I didn't yell that shit. But I think that I'm like, all right, so you know a little bit of this and that. Like,
Yeah.
he like wasn't surprised. So I'm like, for that age, there's a merge of the old and the new, and they're gonna do new. And I think that's a good first
But,
step, 2, 3, or 4.
If
I
you
don't
put
know.
like 5 kids in a room, I bet you like maybe like 1 or 2 will be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Out of the 3.
Maybe I don't know.
You
It's
know.
just
But not. I mean, my argument to that would be that the characters in the movie, let alone with the exception of the mom and Paul Rudd's character, Gruberson, or
Yeah.
none of them knew about it.
Yeah.
Knew about it either. It's almost like a perfect circle of like poetic justice or irony, or I don't know, one of those two terms. I'll
Circle
figure it
of
out
life.
later. Yeah.
Hakuna Matata, motherfuckers.
So if somebody comes in and they see that at the end and they're like, hey, who are these guys? I mean, with the scenes that were at the end, it doesn't seem like if they do a second one that those original Ghostbusters are gonna have a back seat. It kind of looked like they're gonna be pretty involved in getting it back up and running again. So if that's the case, I think that can be like a saving grace.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
last thing I'll say, and then we can talk about the post-credit stuff.
Okay.
I just,
Jeez.
for me personally, it just felt like they were not in the movie enough to justify them being in the movie. I think it was literally just to cash in on the nostalgia crew.
They foreshadowed them, though.
But you could have left those three out and still have kept Harold Ramis, Egon. You could have kept them in there, and it still would have been a fine movie. Like them being there, it's like I could literally just rewatch that last 10 minutes and be. I don't even have to
You're
watch the
saying
rest
it's
of
too
the movie.
much nostalgic, then?
Just that last part was literally just to cash in on the nostalgia. I
Okay,
felt like
so-
they served really no
I can
purpose to the movie.
I can see
Like if
that
they
a
were
little bit.
more involved, right? If we saw Ray go back to the other two and try to talk to him about it and like
But
try to fix
in-
that up or whatever, I think that would have been done a little bit more service to them and the movie.
But-
Not just let's just shoehorn these guys in because we know we're gonna get people
But
to
in
watch
reality,
them.
were they even going to be more in the movie? Probably not.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying though. They should have been more in the
It
movie.
was more focused about
Right.
the new and not the old.
And I think we got to talk about the mid-credit scene, like at least the first one.
The first one I felt like was just like for kicks and giggles.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You
Yeah.
beat me to it. Yeah.
It's we got Sigourney Weaver
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that
They're
one.
now
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
They're now married. Married.
This
Did
they say that?
doing.
was official.
I believe so.
I mean, she has a wedding ring, and he has a wedding ring.
Really?
I
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're just doing the shock test that he did
They could be married with different people, though.
that he did in the first movie,
Yeah.
and they were just kind of like bashing on him, and like, oh, I only did it to the
Right.
guys, and it was like shocking. And it's like, it was.
See, I thought he was looking at a mirror. And
Yeah,
like,
that's what- that's what,
Yeah,
too.
he's like, you marked the cards. I'm like, no, I thought he was looking at a mirror.
I don't think there's anything relevant to it though. I think what
It was
just
just for
Sigourney
fun.
Weaver wanted to be in the
It was just
movie,
for
so
fun.
there you go. Like,
That's
More
one of the-
nostalgia.
Yeah, that's more nostalgia.
Yeah,
that's
it's a funny. It's
that was
funny.
like another thing was
It's so
just
funny.
like, okay, so like they're bringing all these old school casts, but like in a super fast way, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
I guess I'll
then-
take what I'll take
The
whatever
second
they give
one?
me.
the second one alludes to more stuff happening. So Ernie Hudson's character, Winston, I was trying to remember his name this whole time. Winston is very passionate about being a Ghostbuster.
Mhm.
He kind of hyped it up to be like this was the moment that he got in his life that changed his life, changed
Yeah,
the way he thought about his career and everything. And he quotes that he will always be a Ghostbuster no matter what. Because at the end of the movie, we saw him like, oh, what'd you do to my car? We'll fix you. And so he does bring it
Even
back
before
to
the end credit scene.
he
yeah.
does, and the end credit scene, he's talking to Janine about like again all the things I just said, but
The old
also
secretary, yeah.
he had purchased. He was the one that's renting out the firehouse. He brings back the
Which
Ecto
they
one.
which they said before it's like it turned into Starbucks, so that was a little weird.
Well, maybe she lied about it.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's something else
But it was
going
a
on
little
where
weird, yeah.
because he brought the Ecto one back in there,
Yeah.
and then it alluded to him saying or kind of implying that he's gonna rebuild the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna maybe bringing in Phoebe and podcasts and all of them, and
Maybe the brother and
that
that girl.
handoff of like, okay, here's the newer generation of Ghostbusters, and then it ended. The last second of
Yes.
this end scene was the containment unit that they
Failing.
had.
It was failing.
It was failing. Okay,
Yes.
because they showed that in the first movie. The containment center they held all these ghosts and everything, and so obviously alluding to those ghosts coming out and whatnot. So, do you really think though that they're gonna make more movies?
Yeah,
They
Figo.
did well on the monies.
they
They did well on the monies.
Yeah. I think
if it does well, yes.
I think it's gonna do well, and I,
I think
they
he
are
already
gonna
did
make-
well.
Yeah, right. I think they're going. I think we're gonna probably see Bill Murray, Ray Wilson again.
I don't think so.
Training Phoebe, podcast, the brother.
Yes.
I hope so, but I don't think so.
Maybe Ernie Hudson, maybe Winston.
Yeah, I don't think.
I
yeah,
don't think you're gonna see Dan Aykroyd or Bill Murray in there.
'Cause they're
Definitely
gonna
not
be
Bill
dead.
Murray. Bill
They're
Murray, I
gonna
think
be
is
dead.
the I think Bill Murray is the hardest one because I think he was the last one to be convinced to come
For
back
sure.
as a
For
Ghostbuster.
sure.
I think he's one of those actors that kind of like I did my role, I'm done with it, let me move on.
He's
go
got
into
all
next
the
role.
money. He
Yeah,
doesn't
even
have
that
to do
interview
anything.
he did with with Jimmy Kimmel, like he was just like, yeah, I can't we wrote a script, we liked it, we came back, and yeah, we did it. Like,
That's him.
He literally
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe Dan Aykroyd will still stay on there just as like
I
a
mean,
writing credit.
He helped.
yeah,
so.
and so on. I think I'll be okay if they don't make any more Ghostbuster movies. I mean, I would still like to see Phoebe kind of progress through and become more prominent, like even more so than in this movie. But otherwise, I don't know. I could do without everyone else in that movie.
Well, technically, they're still broke.
No.
Broke Busters.
Unless Winston is funding them.
Yeah, exactly.
Winston's-
He's
Winston's
rich. I don't know what business he's doing, but he's fucking rich.
He's
Yeah.
doing some work.
He also mentioned that
He
he's
invented Bitcoin and he
he
invented all that
also
shit.
he also mentioned that he's paying for Ray's shop.
I'm saying he's got the money. Yeah.
I really thought Lucky was his granddaughter for a second. Oh, that was another thing that bugged me too. All of a sudden, she's in on it. She listens on that conversation, and the next scene, like they're at a restaurant looking at the map, like, oh
Well,
yeah,
that was like
all of you.
in his character, saying he's like
That's what I'm saying,
signing
like,
up
it
for
bugs me. It's
Ghostbusters.
like,
no,
you're skipping a lot of
watch the first
emotions
one.
and
Watch the first
progression.
one. Eddie has whatever. He's like, no, I'm a Ghostbusters, and then eventually becomes a Ghostbuster. Same thing with this movie, so watch that again. Yeah, come on, man.
I don't know. I also kind of had the feeling that there should have been more with that character.
Yes.
But it was just so weird because not only did they introduce her as like, you know, the brother's like love interest and stuff like that, but like you see her dad, and like her dad, the guy who played her dad's a pretty well known actor.
For sure.
He had like a 30 seconds to like a minute of screen time. You know, like it kind of gave me the impression that there's might have more in store as far as that goes. But
also, too, we forgot to mention J.K. Simmons is in the movie too.
Yeah, for like...
Yeah, he is.
Wait, what?
J.K. Simmons is in the movie.
He was the dead body.
He's a dead body.
He's the guy.
Shit,
Yeah.
I didn't even
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, well, in that case,
you
yellow
don't
card.
deserve it. I heard green.
You know what? Rank up that gold card, baby. So, yeah. They have really...
You're not excited. I'm excited to see a sequel.
I'm not saying that I'm not excited for a sequel. I'm just saying I don't need another sequel. I'm okay with this. This was fine. I would still recommend this movie. I don't think it lived up to the hype that maybe I gave it. Maybe I put it too much on a high pedestal. But
I would have loved to see Lewis back.
Lewis?
Yeah, Lewis. Rick.
Rick Moranis?
Yeah.
What was his name in the movie?
Lewis.
Was it Lewis?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's Rick Moranis. We all know it's Rick Moranis.
Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis.
Lewis.
Totally.
I just wanted Vigo.
Yeah. I wanted Rick Moranis.
I would still recommend it, but I just don't. I don't know. It's fine. It's an okay movie.
We'll wait for the sequel then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming then the review obviously would recommend it.
X
So
TV.
that's 3 gold cards and 1 yellow. I'm the odd
No,
one
you gotta
out.
have to do green. We
I'm
were
the odd
green,
one
now it's gold. Now you gotta do green, yeah.
And that's pretty much it. So go out, watch it, support your
Yep.
movie theaters. Make sure you pick adult ticket, not child ticket, because you know what age you are.
Yeah, because that's fucked up.
Yeah, who purchased fucking child tickets?
All right, Mike, do that thing where you're obligated to do every time.
Guys, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Drunk Cop and the Teacher. And write us, email him, might write to you back, maybe. I don't fucking know. drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com.
Hey, you remembered this time.
He did it!
Barbarian, thank you for joining in on this episode.
It
We
was
appreciate
It was great.
It was an honor.
Good time.
We might have to replace you here. I'm sorry.
Bye. Psych.
Next movie, I brought up, there was a movie called Tick Tick Boom, I think. It's an Andrew Garfield movie that came out in theaters a couple weeks ago. It's coming out on Netflix this weekend.
Yeah.
There's that. There's also Resident Evil. I don't know what
House
else.
of Gucci.
The House of Gucci.
Oh,
the Gooch.
The Pixar movie. Colombia. The Colombian
No,
one.
Encanto.
Oh,
we gotta
it's
do
not a Pixar movie.
Encanto.
It's just a Walt Disney Animation Studio movie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not
No, it's not Pixar.
Encanto.
Those
Yeah,
motherfuckers lie to me.
So it's gonna be one of those 3, or 2 or 3 of those 3. Probably just one of those.
I've seen
3.
them already.
Okay. And then we'll just leave it at that. So any closing words, gentlemen?
Ciao, ciao.
Get in the van.